And we are live. Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. It is a Saturday night. It is 7 o'clock and we are 4 minutes away from kickoff as Connacht are hosting the Sharks. We're over in Galway and Ireland tonight as the Sharks look to become the second South African side of the weekend to get a victory. The Bulls getting one over the Dragons last night. The Lions very much coming undone against Munster. The question is, can a very second string Shark side get a result against Connacht, or will they suffer the same fate as the Lions did last night down in Cork, where they against I must say not the best Munster side, but a reasonable Munster side, very much got taken apart. We wait and see exactly to see what the Shark side can do. A lot of opportunities for a lot of players, and Connacht are a side which for me are always quite difficult to predict because they've had some fantastic games this season. They've also had some really poor losses. I'm interested to see what we see from them this evening. From the Sharks, they've not taken their best side. I don't think there are any no current Springbok players in the 23. Very much, as I said, second, even third string players being involved. A couple of players we haven't really seen much this season, if at all, really. And but as I said, a lot of chances here, and if we look at the Connacht side, a couple of nice players in there. If you look at the likes of Jack Carter starting fly off, Matt Hanson's in there, John Porch. I enjoy watching John Porch as well. Connor Oliver is a nice player in the number 7 jersey. Oisin Darling at 4. Finley Beaton starts at tight head. So there are some very, very good players in this Connacht side. But yeah, we've got a poll running in the comments. So go and vote and let me know who you're backing, who you reckon will do the business this evening. And then we've got a couple of minutes till kickoff, so it's a little bit less rushed than yesterday. Yesterday had a couple of technical issues, given the fact that we are coming out of a new studio, which is very exciting. Not that you can really see it, but you will see it very soon, which is why it's exciting. And there's a big announcement coming on Monday in terms of what's happening with the channel this year, which is going to be very cool. But please go in the meantime, go and vote in that poll that is running. Jump in the comments and say, let me know who you support, let me know what you reckon, make some score prediction, stuff like that. In terms of the two sides, we'll start with the Shark side. In the front row, and Nsuku, Pheasant Barter, Collie Sali in the front row. It's a very good front row. Good to see Pheasant Barter back. Kind of been in the sort of lost to the wayside a bit as a result of the arrival of Bongi Manambi, but he gets an opportunity tonight to really impress. He's been part of Springbok alignment camp, so he's very talented, very highly rated as well, but just hasn't really had the opportunity to really sort of show his worth so far this season. In the second row, Timbalani Boli, Reno Hugo captaining the side as he walks out the Sharks in all white tonight. Timbalani Boli, a very good physical player, or somebody who's kind of almost found opportunities really tough to get so far this season. It's a decent loose trio. James Bent in the number 6 jersey, Henko Fent in the 7, and Pilo Gomedi in at 8th man there. Cameron Wright is partnering Navaldo Fleurs, who gets the first opportunity. Very highly rated young fly half. So he's very much, for me, a player to watch this evening. What an opportunity for him, and what a stage for him to try and sort of show everybody exactly what he's all about. Very highly rated, as I said, very exciting young prospect. He's 23 years old. Almost a bit of a late bloomer in terms of really sort of getting going into this level, but I really rate him. The two wings, Marius Morkita, Yao Penk, getting an opportunity. Ryan Jansen from Rensburg is your sort of big star in that back line. He is next to Murray Costa, who's at the outside centre, Anthony Folmick at full back. Off the bench for the men in white, Kieran Papura and Dan, Dian Blula, Kuta Tlunu, Oki Barnard, Cornerall, Grant Williams, Lionel Cornier, and Ethan Hooker. So, a very second string bench like Lionel Cornier, Grant Williams. We have to bring a lot of experience, as well as the likes of Kuta and Tlunu. Look at the Connacht side in the front row, Dennis Buckley, Shane Delahunt, Finley Beaton. In the second row, Oisin Darling, Derek Murray. In the back row is Josh Murphy, Connor Oliver, Seamus Hurley Langton. Kieran Momian is partnering Jack Carter tonight. Matt Hanson, John Porch, Tiernan O'Halloran are the back three in the centres. Cathal Ford and Tom Farrell. Off the bench for Connacht, as we do have kickoff, is Dylan Tierney Martin, Jordan Duggan, Dominic Robertson McCoy. As the ball does bounce, Matt Hanson almost jumping on it early on. Could have been a very awkward start to Sharks time there, but the ball did bounce just to the side, so it will be a Sharks line-out. Competing the bench for Connacht, we've got Leva Peter, Kian Prendergast, Callum Blade, Connor Fitzgerald and Byron Ralston. So a couple of nice players to be able to bring on for the men in green. Right, first opportunity here for Pheasant Barter and the line-out. Defensive line just inside 22. Goes to Hector Peter, but it's been stolen by Connacht. It's a very good work there being done. And it's big man Derek Murray who comes away with it. Now Finley Beelan gets his first carry of the day. A nice strong carry as well. So a sketchy start for the Sharks. And Oshin Darling getting his first carry of the night. Murray once again with a stunning mullet. In fact, it's impression. Now, Ford getting up on the action here. Nice solid tackle being made on Josh Murphy. Now Carty trying to get back behind Matt Hansen, who literally just basketball bounced it. Oh, and he's just sat down while his Porkeeter as well. So that's a nice carry from Matt Hansen first up. But a really good penalty being won there by James Fenter, who is in with the jackal. Good player, James Fenter. Really keen to see what he can do. I think he's someone who, for me, should always be looking for a move away from the Sharks, because I think that he really is very, very talented and not getting the opportunities, not getting as much game time as I think he probably warrants, to be honest. But yeah, big thing. I'm interested to see if the Sharks can truly build two functional teams. Sean says, what do you think of your Bob captain going to wrestling? Our hair family and the peril could be the reason. What's your thoughts? Look, if there's one person that deserves all the money and a big payday at Sia Khaleesi, I've got absolutely no issue with that. I think it's a phenomenal move, actually. Really chuffed for him, and I think that he'll suit top 40. I think he's marketing gold. So yeah, I've got no issue for it. I think it's the right move. I think the Sharks fans are quite upset, but I think it's probably the right time for him. He'll play one more World Cup. He'll then be about 33 years old next year. So, and another starting line there for Connacht. So big troubles early. Connor Oliver, nice solid carry first up. Something I quite enjoy watching. And turnover ball though, and then James Fenter losing it forward. So knock on advantage. And we will have our first set piece of the day. It will be a scrum for Connacht. You're saying, will you be streaming SA20? Haha, well, wait until Monday. And yeah, you'll see exactly what the plan is. But in short, yes, we will be doing some SA20 stuff. So yeah, it should be quite fun as well. Right, so first scrum, big opportunity here. But Darling just staying down a little bit after the contact, getting a bit of treatment. It's not too badly injured, so I don't think it's anything too serious. He does lie back, having said that. Please just smash like the video, by the way. We've just got 3 likes, which is pretty poor. 46 people watching. Early days. Joe Mangala, by the way, taking charge of proceedings tonight in the coaching box. No Neil Park now. I think he's with the main group as they prepare what imagines for the big European Champions Cup game against Harlequins next weekend. So a bit of a break and play in the first 3 minutes here before we will have our first scrum of the day. And South African scrum has been doing very well this weekend. We saw both the Bulls as well as the Lions dominating their counterparts at scrum time so far this weekend. However, Finley Beelan is a quality scrummager at tight head there, and he's going to give Nsuku a lot of hard work. But having said that, Carly Sardi as well, an absolute unit of a man up against Dennis Buckley. That should also be a nice battle. Pheasant Barter. As I said, not somebody we've seen a lot.
Frustrating opening for them in terms of their attacking game, but defensively definitely putting some pressure on. And brilliant to see that Darren Ray picking up where he left off. Obviously, well known for his mullet, a fantastic mullet, one of the best in world rugby, and Scott there taking great goals, but also a really dynamic and exciting prospect. You know, he's homegrown. Elsewhere and benefited from that, but to see a homegrown prospect from Ross Common, what's he playing outside broadcast against me? Yeah, and just 21 years of age. Obviously, not actually today. It looks like. So
still Darling getting a bit of a treatment over here. If you're looking to stream the game, I don't think there is a free-to-air broadcast to be shown, but obviously you can watch it on URC TV with the use of a VPN. Check the description on exactly how to watch that, and we'll have to access that.
first troubles as well.
Certainly wouldn't want to be losing a player, getting charged on the line as well so early in the game, but it's all right. Try and run it off anyway.
In the scrum, which has been very successful. In fact, the best in the URC so far this season, 97% on their own feet. They've only lost 2 all season.
Yeah, technically, Connacht's run has certainly improved this year, and a lot of work has gone into it. We're up against a few man-mounts there themselves, these Sharks, but I think.
Right, here we go. Finally, we've been. Oh, I lie like a flat fish. So this is actually available on RTE2. So give me 2 seconds, and I'll tell you exactly how to watch this.
See how they new fighters get into the shot.
I'll update the description right now, and you can watch free. Doing a reset here.
More height you do. They've been straight down the third there.
Yeah, and it's here, like, if you could get penalised for something like that, it's straight up under you because it's not pitch conditions of 14 pitch, so if that brings up this, you could potentially go penalised.
They got away with one there, Finley beat him. So they've only lost 2 on the off beat so far this season. That could have been 3 with a penalty against them.
Good scrum there from the Sharks, but it does fall. It's a nice little kick in behind there from, I think it was Ford there. So I'm just trying to sort out how to watch this.
Yeah, huge man. Up there. Can't manage to get the ball away. Good kick all forward, see the spaces behind, and then the execution just to pin the Sharks back in at 122.
Yeah, so you're looking to watch the match, check the description. We've got a guide there. It's been shown on RTE2, so you can get that. You go download Space VPN and connect to a UK server. You go to RTE2, and it's another messy line out there from the Sharks, but Fez and Barton does come away with it, so they do manage to keep possession, which is not something they had a lot of. Cameron Wright, I think it's almost his first touch of the ball, really. Goes to Carly Sardi, who's hit hard by Murray in the tackle.
There for right. Use it. No coming back.
Cameron Wright at the base of the ruck. Looking for touch. Will find touch. Not his best touch finder either. So it's about halfway between the 22 and the 10 meter. Pedro saying, you have most interviews with coaches and players. I'm trying to get to as many as possible. Obviously, proves quite difficult when they're not aligned. So we're going to get to some SA20 press conferences quite soon. We're going to be at some more URC ones, for example. We should have the Stormers one for you tomorrow. The Bulls one will actually be uploaded this evening from today with Bernard Creer reacting to what happened last night. Yeah, so a lot of that is part of it. Reniel Cooper doing very well to come through the middle and disrupt that more, putting Connacht under a lot of pressure there. Really good defense there from the Sharks captain. On the inside there, ball carrying strong. James Benter once again trying to get over. Now, coming right up quickly, Matt Hansen comes away with it. Drawing a play, wasn't it's got to be forward. Not forward, how's number forward? Looked very forward from our angle. Kind of back towards the inside. Going back down the short side, Matt Hansen. A lot of players on him. Tamalani Bolly trying to get over that ball. Was in a strong position, but missed out. Good right in line there being run by Connor Oliver. Matt Hansen once again. Always very high, very busy when he's in the green of Connacht. Oh, that's a dirty pass up the back door to Connor Oliver, who's putting a good leg drive, got to 22 as well. This is much better Connor Carty now. Good hand. Oh, spoke too soon, and the ball's been spilled. Murray Costa's come away with it now. Sharks looking to counter attack with very slow balls. Cameron Wright eventually gets across. He's marshalling a few troops, asking his pack to come to his other side. In fact, it's going to create a bit of an opening. It's going to go straight back to Navaldo Fleurs, who uses his left boot, kind of pumps it straight down the middle of the park. After a bit of a juggle from John Porch, sends it out to Mac Hansen. Hansen saw a gap there. And it bounces over Pinkler, who's now fumbled it and putting himself under a little bit of pressure. He exits the 22 now and brought down. Thankfully, there is support for him. Wasn't his best first moment in of the game so far. Now, kickoff fenter. A little bit disrupted so far in the game. Sharks not trying to sort of haven't really put together more than 2 or 3 phases. Now Cameron Wright can't go to touch. They just outside the 22 on the far right hand side. He's going to try and seek a bit of territory. Nope, straight up. It looks to be contestable. Pinkler's out there as well as Renio Hugo. And it falls back to James Spencer, I believe it is. And it's a knock-on advantage. So Sharks up the 10 meter. Good work. Now they go to Fez and Barter. He's wrapped up by Harry Langton and Murray. That's a really good leg drive now being by Timberlani Bordy. He always used to make a few meters. Now we'll go back for the knock-on advantage as the ball was slapped out of the hands of Cameron Wright. So we have another scrum. The first scrum was very good, actually. So a nice positive there from the Sharks because we wondered how the scrum was going to cope. But Carly Sari has said, yeah, it was good handling there. James Bento alive to the thread as well. I actually can't tell you what's happening in the Stormers camp. I have been quite absent. I was sick earlier this week, so I haven't been in any of the press conferences this week. So yeah, not sure what everything's like there. I'll be lying if I tell you. But yeah, if you look at territory so far, 96% in favour of Connacht so far. They've had all the possession, or most of the possession in the early stages. Then Sharks played decent spot, but haven't been able to really exit their half. It's just 4% of the territory so far have been played in Connacht's half. Pitch saying the Sharks make the same mistake as the Bulls to play second string players. You need the best players at every game at the stage of the competition. Well, the problem is it's January and you're trying to now compete in the Champions Cup as well. A lot of the coaches have been talking about the impact of travel and saying that they're really struggling with the whole traveling part. So no, I think it is about the depth. It is about being able to bring in play. You can't just play your best players week in week out because if they all go down in say February March, you don't have them for that sort of run. So it's a very busy period this period. But I definitely think that there are certain games which they kind of pencil next to and they basically say, we can probably afford. There is a game we can afford to lose or whatever. These are the games. It's difficult, but this is why they have to build so much depth. And this is why the likes of Alliance really can't compete because they don't have the same depth. I mean, to be able to have Cameron Wright and Grant Williams here, that's a big scrum from Sharks. Scrum penalty as well. So that's a nice big moment for them. Carly Sardi will be very chuffed with that. Yeah, you can see Carly Sardi just absolutely decimated Dennis Buckley on that tight head side, on the far side there. What a scrummager Carly Sardi is. Goodness me.
To stop is this time wasting.
Time that they've had together as a squad, and they're not really sure. Talking of the calls, they're a lot are very good team players, and they have played together.
A
bit of a variation of the line. It's the lost forward there from James Fenton, so it'll be a scrum.
Yeah, look. So one of the teams are going to have to sort out. Obviously, they can't go far in the line because of the wind. They look to go short, and then just there's no excuse for that. That's what it's doing. It's just a poor pass and not playing with the ball.
It's a strong breeze, but we've certainly been here in the worst conditions. It's a perfect surface as well. The rain is not there. But hopefully, look as the game goes on, the players run up the Wiggins. Mistakes will get fewer and fewer. Strike the pressure comes on the front row. Play gets early Langton onto its scrum half.
I was backpedaling off the back of that kick, but does well to get himself in a good position. Decides to go himself. He will run. Now body. Very good ball carrier to Timberlani Body. Very rarely you see him go backwards.
Maddie. Trying to use it now. Yeah, right. Now we're waiting for another kick. There it goes.
Boxing from Cameron Wright, high in the air. They cancel allows it to bounce, so it goes out just inside Connacht territory. So not the best moment there from the Ireland wing, but no harm really in the end.
I'd love to see them speed up those rucks as well. That was 6 seconds after he pulled using that shot went to kick it.
On the line. On the line. White line.
Barnes playing in the air there. I'm trying to sort out a couple of things. Is everything working, by the way? Yeah, my scoreboard's working. Yeah, but I'm just trying to make sure everything's working studio-wise. Penalty, yeah, taking on the air, trying to see who does it. Delahunt, it's a good feed and a good take there being made as well by Josh Murphy, and he gets played in the air. Connacht decided to go for the line. Looks a good kick there from Carty as well. Yeah, but it's a very good kick. Deep inside 22. That's what you want from your fly half.
Decent chance of attacking there.
Yeah, so then it's that corner. They have had so much territory that they need to get a score when they have the wind like this.
So Delahunt to throw. Connacht looking to win this one clean.
That's a good clean line out win. And no. Obstruction. Penalty for the Sharks. Well, that's a big let off for the away side. It looked like a pretty good set as well, but obstruction is the call. So Sharks getting away with that one.
Okay, so penalty here for Nevada Fleur and the Sharks to relieve pressure.
Sure, if I was saying competing in 2 tournaments, you have to mix it up. Plus, all teams do. Yeah, I mean, you look at the Munster side for last night, and not the strongest side they put out, for example. Page 7, the Stormers, they don't have the depth. Yeah, look, the Stormers have a lot more depth than the Lions do, but Galway's famous for this weather. It doesn't look too bad. Well, I'm saying it's good weather. It looks much nicer weather than what we saw in Cork last night. And welcome, Reese, to the latest member of the Better Sports Members Club. Good to see you, Reese. And I think everybody else will see Reese quite soon. Right, here comes another box. So Sharks very much play the territory, not looking to keep too much ball in hand here. This is Han Yalpenk, they're chasing hard. As a draw, Jansson remains, but we've yet to really see. Tackles eventually made by Murray. Costa Timolani Bordy there quite quickly to get his hands on it. Wins a penalty for not running away. It's against Murray Costa, not against Timolani Bordy, I don't think.
Go out there, the wind is swirling. There's a lot of hang time on the ball as well. The distance there from Party.
It was a penalty. Good tackle initially, but it didn't run away.
Yeah, just lazy. And that's another thing they're looking at is keeping players in. Ball in.
Yeah, so you can see Murray Costa just being held inside the rack. They're not able to roll away. So Timolani Bordy entitled to play it, but yeah, Murray Costa getting in the way there. So that is where the penalty comes from.
Back to the Sharks. Scored a try against the Ospreys last month. It's the 5th in his career. Doesn't score too many in the big second row, but it's in Blackhat. First appearance of the season with a hooker. No, in Miami, whose birthday it is today.
There's Mbate having a change of boots here. 4G pitch.
Thomas the toy. So making a pretty good track with all those guys missing.
Listen, the fact that they're missing 15, like
Joey Mangala in the coaching box, getting an opportunity to head up at side. Recently toured with the SAA side, which is not a particularly good tour, but very highly rated coach of Joey Mangala. Was the defense coach of the Lions, then went to Bulls, is now at the Sharks, and the Sharks really do sort of see him as a future coach, very much, building him into to take the reins one day. But yeah, once we have a change of boots here for Pheasant Barter, we will have a Connacht line out. Lions haven't been particularly good for either side. We've seen a couple of them go wrong, and more, we've seen more. Last time they're kind of in this situation, won a penalty kick to the line. They can see the penalty for obstruction. So on the 10-meter line, on the left-hand side, going to be a little more accurate this time. Delahunt feeds towards the back. Josh Murphy takes it, and that was very skewed. So it will be a scrum. And that's what I'm saying. The lineouts have been very poor. That's horrendously skewed. I don't know if the wind took that. I mean, I think he just gets that horrendously wrong. I mean, Josh Murphy goes up and literally has to patch it back, and he's already on his side. So that's a pretty disastrous throw, it must be said, from Shane Delahunt. But yeah, I think that's what's really sort of preventing this game from finding any sort of rhythm. You know, we've seen far too many basic mistakes, a lot of set pieces, a lot of stop starts. Really haven't been able to settle into the game because there have been a couple of careless errors. It's a bit frustrating, but hopefully both teams will eventually start settling in. We can see a bit of flow. It's a decent scrum, nice platform there. Peter Gomedi guarding the ball at the back. It's available for Cameron Wright if he wants to use it, but the Sharks could go forward ball. He eventually does use it. Goes to Fleur. And bounces straight off around the Anthony Reigns. But now the counter attack could be on here. There's a kick ahead from Connacht and eventually goes into touch, but they'll go back for the knock on. First opportunity, we thought we were going to see Brian Anthony Reigns carrying the ball up, and it comes straight off his chest forward. Yeah, again, that kind of sums it up. Really nice attacking platform, solid scrum. You know, we looked like a bit of a set move at the back here. We had Cameron Wright go straight to Fleurs. Brian Janssen Rensburg on his shoulder. It's exactly the kind of position you'd like to be giving that the large chest and figure that is Johan Janssen Rensburg into a bit of space, get him running over a few people, and just, not even close to catching that. But just to say, Steve, do you think the Sharks got a chance here with up their big guns? Why not, really? I mean, there's still match winners in this Sharks side. You know, Intukan is a current sort of box squad member. I think Carly Sari, for me, could be a Springbok prop. So, you know, if they can get the upper hand at scrum time, that'll go a long way. I really rate James Fenter. I think Henk Venter is also a nice player. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to see some big performances from the likes of Rowan Jans van Rensburg. You've got to get Anthony Folmink into a bit of space. Jaap Henkler as well, decent finisher. And then keep yourself in the game, because when Grant Williams and Lana Grenier come on, they can both unlock defenses. So, yeah, I think defensively they'll have to be very good if they're going to win this game. I think there are players here who can spark attack, who can create. But if you're not in the game, if you're chasing a game and you're having to do too much, you can't rely on, you can't ask Grant Williams to come on and turn around a 20-point deficit. If you're sitting there within 5, he's a player that can make things happen. Lana Grenier is also a player that can make things happen. So there are players with a bit of X factor and players who can win you matches. The pack has to stand up, and so far, scrummaging wise, they have. But yeah, I mean, why not, really? Another massive scrum there from the Sharks, but they do break to Connacht. And good hands, neat hands there. Porsche now comes to the inside. That's some nice hands there. Quite a big counter rack coming in there from the Sharks. And Murray has to come in and do things. No, it's actually sent away. Josh Murphy carrying things up now. Quick ball to Carty. Carty going behind and stepping inside was Farrell, but well read there was, I think it was by Anderson Rensburg who made the tackle. I think Venter. Carty started trying to get over that ball. Slow ball here for Connacht. Inside ball to Ford. Spins away from the tackle of Nstuka Kunu, but it doesn't pick up and go. And the ball through. We need support here, does Marmion. And not on the never on side, it's Temalani Body who's been penalised. Now, one imagines actually, I think if Connacht was smart, I think they would. I think they might have to go to polls here.
You have to go for the line here. I wonder was it just too much into that way for the votes, but it was a really good attack. A scrum that was under pressure, brilliant hands out the wing, and that they work it back to the far side of the pitch incredibly well in bad conditions. And I think Delahunt was brilliant off, but that's great ball inside. Just sets it up for Ford. Just that ball that was there to Marmion before that was brilliant offload.
If you go to the corner, they're right on the brink. That's a really good looking maul. And they're over. There it is. There it is. You do kind of feel that as soon as they manage to get a line on the more right, they were going to be dangerous actually, Connacht, because they looked pretty well set originally in that first one they were penalised. But look, here's Connacht. They stuck to the guns. They kept going to the corner. They kept having a go. They finally got reward for it. So there's the breakthrough. It's taken 20 minutes for the first points. And yeah, I mean, the leg drive there, really impressive work being done by Harry Langton. But yeah, they had the run on the Sharks as soon as they got down. Good take. Straight down was Oisin Darling. And then bang, bang, bang. And they didn't really ever look like stopping them. So very well set more. Straight over. It's towards the left-hand side by the corner. So it's a difficult kick for Jack Carty to come.
side.
But a really well worked more. It was the power. It's the power really from Connacht. It was too good.
Probably worthy of a score the first 20 minutes.
First kick of the game. 40 points this season already. He had to drill that one from off the post.
Yeah, off the post. It was a good effort.
He's stayed 14 for the season. So first try of the game, it's gone to Connacht. The whole possession so far. Very good stuff. Is it deserved, you think?
Yeah, I think it was just before the change in attack was really bad. They went a little bit more narrow, better for Rugby, and they can observe that the defense had been spoke to Dean said it on the sports book before the match. Yeah, they said they were a big ball battle and they struck the first player.
Right, kick off. Sharks going towards the right hand side there.
Deep to
To Mac Hansen. He goes to the boot. Looking for a touch finder. Doesn't find. Oh, that's a brilliant, brilliant touch finder. That swirled in the wind. And he's found touch inside Sharks territory. Anthony Folming just getting absolutely nowhere near that, but in the end, because of the wind, that's brilliant, brilliant clearance. It's exactly what you want. You score a try, bang. Fortunately, you don't get the conversion, but the first thing you do is you receive the kickoff and you pin them back inside their own half.
What about the scrum as well? I know the Sharks are putting a lot of pressure on the front row players in particular. What would you see?
But it makes it. Don't tell me that the Sharks put on the B team. If they do, no wonder, no score yet. And that's been put in skew, I think, from Fez and Barter. Scrum call. They're gonna go, that's an interesting call from Connacht to go for the scrum. They really struggled at the scrum, so I'm surprised by that. But fair enough. Fair enough. Back the buggers. Finley Beanham is the captain, so he when you say we back ourselves, he is putting his money where his mouth is. Well, he has to put his money where his mouth is. Yeah, that's pretty skewed from Fez and Barter.
He's far too high. He needs one and set high to that scrum and the prompts to follow.
Let's have a look here. 23 minutes almost played. One try on the board. Scrum.
Little chip over the top there from Mac Hansen. That's a brilliantly weighted kick. And it's Farrell. Farrell's got ball on the inside. Forward, a big tackle coming from Costa, but he's tackled him over the line. And he's got grounding in that. What a try. What a try. Goodness me. I mean, something like nothing. Off the back of the scrum. Chip over the top from Mac Hansen was perfect. Absolutely perfect weighting. Tom Farrell jumps straight onto an inside ball to Ford. Murray Costa comes across, makes the tackle, but unfortunately the momentum takes straight at the line. Eventually does get a grounding. It's actually not a great pass in the end, but Matt Cantor with the perfect little chip over the top. Straight into the space. Just waits for Penkler to commit. Then the inside ball. Murray Costa's backpedaling, but yeah, I mean, what a try. And Connacht have just gone bang, bang.
Brilliant kick as well. And then look at the transfer here. Was right onto the youth. Coming forward, yeah, brilliant.
Really well worked.
And this should be a much easier hit in for Jack Carty.
Well, Tom Farrell had a very good game. Ripped in, cut an attack the next 27 metres against Leinster. Really good try as well. Was there for the Sharks. They put themselves 12 points to nail down. Confirmation that Oisin Dowling.
And it was once again Anthony Folming putting a lot of pressure, almost knocking it on from the kick from Mac Hansen. This time, it's the first time he's actually touched the ball, Anthony Folming. So Sharks with possession just at the halfway line. Peter Gamedi's nice ball carrier getting into the action a little bit more. But not kind of getting over. I'll tell you what, it's a whole different... they get the conceded penalty. Just as well. Sharks under a lot of pressure at rack time there. Richard saying the second half has just started, but Munster versus Ulster ladies rugby game is on at the moment, so watch the game in the ladies game. Yeah, so I see the whole Interpros are on, which is quite cool. Seeing a lot of investment going into that. Interesting to see how that all starts growing, actually.
On the floor. Fine touch. Outside the corner 22, that breeze again. Not doing you many favours.
I'd say here there, counter up by turning the gas, Delahunt. Just the way he fell.
Right, Pheasant Barter on the 10-meter line. Can the Sharks hit back? Goes to Henker Fenter. That's a much better line out. But they're only more so far been defending quite well. But Connacht Finley Beaton's bounced out quite far to the right, as is Murray. They're trying to hold things. It's very lateral at the moment so far from the more. Cameron Wright's coming to get the ball. Always through the middle. So it looks like somebody's got hands on the ball. Now there's a lot of green shirts there. I think Finley Beaton's got it, as well as I think it's Della Hunt, and turnover ball. Well, I don't know what's happened to Connacht in the last literally 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes at a push. But all of a sudden, they're winning all the small collisions. They've gone bang, bang with the trial-wise. 20 minutes, 26 minutes. First opportunity that Sharks really get inside the Connacht half, and they've turned the ball over from the line. I've gone straight to the middle during the running ball. Got their hands on the ball, turnover ball. And then a very similar spot to where they saw the try being cooked up very earlier. So, tend to stay as a Sharks fan. I highly doubt that we will win. Pheasant Bart's having a horrid show at line-out. Yeah, well, the first decent line-out there, and the first thing they do is turn over the ball. And look what it means to Connacht to really turn the heat up in the last few minutes.
There wasn't a tightness that allowed Connacht to get into there and into the space and stuff. You know, they obviously had the power to go forward, but they didn't have the tightness or the body position. Yeah, that just comes from time together. Like you could say the same about a scrum sometimes, but I just think it's just the size of doing a huge shot there on its own as opposed
Yeah, Finley Beaton disagreeing with what's going on at scrum time. Look, it's always going to take a while for the Shark side to settle into the game. You know, in theory, you'd hope that you see an improvement in the second half. A lot of these guys never play with each other. So it'll take a while for them to settle in. Unfortunately, how long can you wait? Because you don't settle in, and you can see too many tries early on, and it becomes too big of a battle task. The scrums are looking promising, to be fair to them. Just haven't seen much on the attack. Jack Carty in the pocket, pumping it downfield. Now Penkley is there. Now goes to the boots, chip and chase for him. This is high in the air, chasing hard as well. And it's going to go out in the full. That's a big mistake from Penkley. And those are the sort of mistakes you can't afford to really have. When you're under pressure and you need a bit of spark, you don't want to compound the problems you're having. And that's exactly what he's done. And you can see he was desperately trying to get there because he knew he had gone too far. And he's just put the Sharks right back under pressure. As you can see the line right back inside Sharks territory. Allowed Connacht back onto the front foot on the 10-meter line. In fact, it's even beyond the 10-meter line. And you keep inviting Connacht to take their chances, they might. You know, 62% possession, 85% territory. Oh, it's a bit of a messy line out there. Will Pheasant Barter, yeah, he does get there first. Sharks look nice and awake. Presents to Cameron Wright, who's under a bit of pressure. He gets brought down to the ground, and a lot of pressure at the breakdown there by Connacht, but it will be available for the Sharks eventually. James Fenter digging for that ball. James Fenter going himself. Nice leg drive, supported by his namesake Henko. Now Cameron Wright gets up from the rack. I think we'll see another box kick here, and they'll try and get themselves into the other half. Yeah, Wright going high. Pink, maybe in your Q code circling underneath there. Mac Hansen gets up, comes off the chest of Mac Hansen, falls back to Murray. And it was Pheasant Barter was there. No, I think it was Mpilo and Gamedi was there to make the tackle. Now they're going down to the left. There's a bit of space there. Oliver, Riley gets the touchdown, manages to stay in. Now Carty not too much on. Just sort of pumps it down the park. Swirling once again and Nevaldo Fleurs, looking to go himself. He's trying to step past forward, but almost got himself into a bit of trouble. A bit isolated, but the support bench does it right. Cameron Wright taking his time, waiting for a couple of runners. Goes to Timberlane, but no, he skips Timberlane, but he goes to Carly Sali. Goes nice and low, just looks to try and set up another ruck for Cameron Wright. But an angle for him now to bring out the kick. Wouldn't be surprised if we see more distance rather than a contestable here. No, go once again, still sticking to it. Goes high in the air, yeah, Pink there. Mac Hansen goes up and comes down very well, but the ball goes loose. He has dropped it as he goes down. So it will be a scrum. And yeah, Sharks very much favouring the kicking game. I think it does seem to be swirling in the air. It goes straight through. It wasn't Mac Hansen in the end. It goes straight through the hands of Halloran. And now with the scrum, but it's all very well for the Sharks to force these areas. But you've got to try and now build from it. You now want to scrum on on your own team. So what are we doing now? What's the plan? How do we get into Connacht territory? What is the next step? Cameras on Ryan Jansen for Rangers, but get him into the game. Yes, the first time he did, he made a mistake, but those are your players. He's going to get you over the advantage line. You've got to get the ball to the players that are going to make things happen. Ryan Jansen Rangers can make things happen. He can run through plays. He's got the power. He's got the pace. You've got a good scrum here. Get that front foot ball. Put Ryan Jansen Rangers in half the gap and see what happens. Get your big players running into the gaps. Sean saying, plus the first time they play 2 international tournaments, take time to sort out issues, they'll get hang of it, 100%. Big step put on Grant Williams now. I think we'll see him quite early in the second half.
Yeah, well, it's beautifully judged. The brain support on as well from forward. So back up to the centre partner. Another chance to have a look at the scrum here. See what the Sharks do. There's plenty of talk on the back line. It's got things to be talking either Benke or quick players who know that full as well.
Yeah, now let's see what they can conjure up here. They've got, as I said, we haven't really seen Morris Portkita so far. We haven't seen much of Murray Costa. We haven't seen much of the backline. You've got to start scrum. Let's get now use that platform to get the backline involved.
The feed from Rice.
That's a big scrum from Connacht. It must be said, not going to be a clean ball they thought. Go down the short side, do Sharks, do Pilo Gamedi. Not quite the platform they would have hoped. They do still have the ball. Now going short to Fez and Barter. Still inside their own half. Now Cameron Wright's going to bring this back and go back to the box kick. Sticking to the box kick. This time he's going much, much deeper. Won't be contestable. Halloran brought down by Penkler. So a bit more of a territory kick there from a little bit of variation, but kind of not looking to kick. Mac Hansen running into a bit of traffic, and Murray Costa is using the opportunity to get involved there. Kind of find themselves inside their own 22. Back to Carty though. A bit of a snap kick there. That's a great kick though, and clears back towards the halfway line. Well, they're trying. They're trying to find their way into kind of half. But Connacht is just absorbing all the pressure and putting it straight back on them. I mean, it's fine to touch the 10 meters. So the net result for the Sharks is about a 50-meter game. But their lineup's been really poor, so it's not like this is a fantastic opportunity for them.
This is exactly what the new directors are for. Stop this one.
Yeah, it should be straight in, make the call, not having a little teaming about it.
And once again, they've lost line. That's what I'm saying. So back to Mac Hansen, who goes to the boot. And the crowd giving Penkler a hard time. Goes himself. Nice hit, but two big forwards there to stop him. In fact, that's a replacement on the park for, or was it just a different jersey? Trying to work out here. Yaki and Prendergast does seem to be on the park. Now Cameron Wright, a little bit of pressure. Goes back to the boot, Hansen. Once looks to square out behind Penkler. He does complete the tackle. Now Connacht just inside their half, about 10-meter line. Goes back to Carty. He goes to the boot. Pretty low, flat kick. Down the middle. Pops up to Anthony Folman. Folman, get in your bicycle. Get in your bike. Get in your bike. He's got a lot of pace, Anthony Folman. I'd like to see him back himself. Up to the halfway line here with the Sharks. Cameron Ryan, a bit of pressure. So Navaldo Fleurs has to come and help out at scrum half. Pops it up to Henko Fenter. A bit of hands there. Minus Pocky to get his first opportunity. Makes a few yards. Pick up and go from Henko Fenter. Now, Tutuka Uno. Somebody, once again, we haven't seen that with ball in hand. Really good ball carrier. Cameron Wright. Very slow ball this from the Sharks. Once again, he's going to go to the boot. A couple of boos coming from the side of the Fark. Fans not happy with this, and it's a pretty long kick there from Cameron Wright, and they'll just mark it. you can understand the game plan. You can understand they want to go to the boot and they want to go to the conditions, but it's just they're just exchanging possession and losing the territory game. Now, Anthony Foley wants to do something a bit different. He's shipped and chased.
Decent kick. Aaron takes it back inside.
Oh, want to go themselves. Good tackle as well. This is living dangerously here, I can call it. They're keeping the ball alive inside their own 22. Now Marmion goes to Carty. Long ball out there, and there's a bit of space down the side there. Connor Oliver's now hacked to hit forward under his right boot. And Fleurs is retreating. Once again, wants to go to the step, but he's caught. And there's a lot of Connacht, there's a lot of green players there. Sharks support needs to arrive. And the ball comes across to the Connacht side. Oh, but at the back door pass there. Still going. Josh Murphy on the front foot here. Quick ball needed there for Connacht. Have they played the scrum off? No, in fact, he's fallen straight by Morris Porkeeter, who's won a penalty. So very, very important penalty at Morris Porkeeter. Yeah, and the Sharks game plan at the moment, for me, a little bit directionless. You can understand, I mean, it's quite easy to see what they're trying to do, but it's not really working. I mean, Connacht are, I mean, the handling here for Connacht is brilliant. Really good carry there from Josh Murphy as well. The thing with Connacht is that they've read the kicks really well. They've fielded them pretty well. They've only been 1 or 2 knock-ons. They're generally winning the territory the battle here. Even when there are a couple of sort of ping-pong kicks, Connacht generally end up with the better field position, and even if they don't, often Sharks then concede possession. Sharks taking quite a long time to get down there, much to the disgruntlement of the fans. Spider says, the Sharks lost. Are they having any chance playing for the championship? Well, it's early days. I mean, they're still well within the top 8. So I see why the Sharks is currently working pros. Contenders, I think the box should follow the pushes of other teams like New Zealand, Wales, converting a wing into an outside centre option. Jake Walsh tried 12, only 13. Of course, he could prove lethal, or we need to of course start playing rugby again before we can start doing that. Moose Boston, the Sharks and Bulls to suspend the URC with the so-called B team selection. That's a lot of rubbish because all the teams do it, to be honest. We've seen Leinster play none of their Irish players. Oh my living. Temilani Bully has just absolutely bodied Jack Carty. Well, that's the only real highlight. Jack Cameron Wright going a bit of a snipe. Well, I mean, not surprised people didn't really predict that because he's barely even passed the ball, let alone taking himself. Mike Costa. Nice carry from him. This is a bit better from the Sharks. A couple of phases here. A bit more direct. Right. Oh, good ball. Oh, they're straight down the middle. There's Anthony Foley. So it's the middle. Oh, just trying to get the awkward away to Ryan Jansen from Rensburg. Knock on, yeah. Counter attack coming. John Porch sees a bit of space. Drops to the boot. There's nobody home. So it's a foot race. Out Pinkley. It's going to win it. And he does very well to get away from one. Couple of Sharks players. Oh dear, but sealing off, I think, is the cause. It's a penalty for Connacht. Well, it was the best opportunity we've seen the Sharks. The best couple of phases, couple of passes being made. And then turnover ball from a half line break. Connacht winning a penalty suddenly deep inside Sharks territory. First thing they do, they're going to go for the... Oh, cheapest. That hit, though, from Temilani Bully. Jack Carty is still going to be reading after that. Goodness me, he's absolutely set him down. What was I saying? Yeah, I know this whole thing of, you know, the disrespect, the competition, blah, blah, blah. Chaps, like, I know that we're all new to this. It's very, very normal. You're playing week in, week out. You're traveling. All the teams rotate. You look at the Munster side last night. Wasn't their best Munster side. You know, Leinster rotate plenty. All the teams rotate. It's not like it's a South African thing to rotate. As I said, it's the champion. I mean, look at the teams that the French side sent to South Africa. You know, that was very far. It was nowhere near Stade Francais' best side they sent down to Johannesburg. All these teams do it. They rotate in certain games. It's the reality is to be able to compete on both competitions, you've got to have squad depth. So it's looking really promising though from Connacht. Off the back of the line up there, they're right in line with the goal. They're 2 meters out all of a sudden. Couple of pick up and goes. Now they're going to the backline. Carty, a lot of space on wire. Pinkley, he's got a shuffle. Mac Hansen steps back on the inside. Well defended, but penalty advantage. The penalty advantage for Connacht. They'll be able to go back towards the line if they don't get anything out of this. Bino first to Jack Carty to Farrell. Oh my living! Well, that's just completely opened up, and they're over. It's 10 and O'Halloran. And just on the brink of halftime, just the Sharks looking a little bit better. One knock on, 2 back-to-back penalties. Connacht are over 17 points to 0. And what's been a pretty awful half of rugby from the Sharks has ended in the worst possible note. Yeah, I think we'll see a couple of changes, early changes, coming from the Sharks management. Right, halftime was for 19 points to 0 in favor of Connacht. Please do smash like on the video. We'll be back in a little bit. Go and get your beverages. Go and get whatever snacks you need. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Give me 2 seconds.
The partner called forward for that second try. And it pushed it for start of the second half. Decent kick.
That's a bit. Apologies. All the load shedding and lights stuff. We're going to move over things, stuff like that. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Forever Rugby on Fair Sports. Sharks under the cosh here against Connacht. 19 points to 0 was the halftime score. An early change for the Sharks. Had seen, I believe, Lionel Kinnear coming into the park, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a nice touch finder there. I think it was Cameron Wright who made it. Yeah, good touch finder there. But yeah, at the end of the day, Sharks were very awkward in the first half, and they've got to improve quite quickly. Because yeah, at the moment it was just it was box kick after box kick after box kick. They weren't winning any back. They weren't winning any field possession. It's one thing to have a game plan, but if you're not gaining anything out of it, if you're not making any progress, you're not carving any opportunities to score points, what's the point? You know, so we are, so the opener is on for Anthony Folming. It looks like he will. There we go, right? That's from Rams. But you see a little bit of directness, and that's one of the better carries we've seen already. So I think we'll see Navaldo Fleurs go into full back. He has played quite a lot there, and you'll see Lionel Kinnear in at fly half. Interesting to start to take off Folming. I'm surprised they kept Navaldo Fleurs on. I'm very inexperienced, is Fleurs, but Cameron Wright looks like he's bought a penalty there. Yeah, I mean you can't go for points here, Sharks. You can't because you're so many points behind that it's too late. But it's exactly what you would like to have been able to do. 2 minutes in, if it was 14 points to 0, for example, you take the points and you go, right, let's actually get things going. But they've got to try and find something a bit different. They've got to be more direct. They've got to keep the ball in hand, I think. It was a really good win there from Hugo. Just disrupts Josh Murphy. Got the ball.
Hugo touched his arm or not to the arm in the air. Look, referee doesn't call it play on, but at least.
But yeah, I'm seeing a couple of comments to catch up here. Barry Powell saying Sharks will put a team there. Said the game is more frustrating to watch than the Lions must game last night. I'm a Lions supporter. Barry Powell saying you do realize how hard it is to actually win the European Cup. Yeah, I mean this to go all the way in that competition requires a proper squad. What a running more this is for the Sharks. This is much better. Much better. It's peeled away. Still going. Present body controlling things at the back. Now it's transfer to Carly Sardi. Penalty advantage as well. This is more what we need to see from the Sharks. Really good early signs in the second half. Slow ball here from Cameron Wright. He's got Murray Costa waiting for it. James Benton's there for a pickup. Now James Benton taking in. Cameron Wright once again demanding a penalty almost from that. Henker Fenter just takes it and just goes down. Reno Cuco will have a pick up and go as well. It's a few more defenders. And I'll go back for the penalty and I'll chip it into the corner and have one other game. That's much better than the Sharks. Much more direct. It was a good set piece, good set. And another big opportunity for them to score some points here. Spine makes hope the second half will change things for the Sharks. Honey says, how to connect my iPhone to a UK server. Or make sure you download to a VPN. We recommend Express VPN. And then you open the app. There should be like 3 dots on the right side. You go and select a server. You connect to that. Then go to RTE2 and you can watch the game. Right, Henker Fenter taking the ball at the front of the line. They're kind of choosing not to contest, taking a while, but now Sharks trying to find a bit of a structure, edging forward, very lateral. They've drifted 3 or 4 meters towards the right, but trying to find their way forward. Bevan Barton desperately trying to see if his pack can help them out. Using once to the call. Cameron Wright's going to go to Murray Costa. Murray Costa, Lionel Kinnear, to Navaldo Fleurs. Interesting decision to have him take it up. Now they want to go back on the outside. Timberlake Borley, that's more the type of person you want to see with ball in hand. Cameron Wright rips it to Ryan Jasper Rensburg. Good pass to him. Out to Fleurs, good hands. Murray Costa presenting it well as well. Wants a quick ball there. Cameron Wright comes across, inside ball to Henker Fenter. Kind of with the yellow card, by the way, earlier from that it was cynical. So they're down to 14 men, so a big opportunity here. I will get that yellow card up now as well on the scoreboard. Still going here with Sharks. Penalty Sharks, another penalty. Much better this there. Couple of phases, much more direct.
quicker rook ball. They're looking to move the ball.
Looking to try and bring more players into it. Everything about that move was better. Everything, literally everything and anything in that move was so much better.
Van Rensburg looking for that ball at the back. Great carry, Foster.
Right, so Connacht down to 14 men. There's the yellow card.
Murphy there, he walked straight.
So big opportunity. The Sharks could get anything out of this game. They're going to try and come back now. Nivaldo Fleurs will use that left boot. Finds touch from the 5-meter line. Another opportunity from the line out.
Again, promising position for the visitors. Line out, no problem again. Transfer to the back. Stay down here. Decent ball defense from Connacht once again. Josh Murphy in there making a use of himself.
Well, Tim, I think Boyd's trying to drag, I think it's James Fenton over the line, but they have fallen right in front of a couple of Connacht players, and it is turnover ball. Very well defended. Very well defended. It's a big chance gone missing there from the Sharks, though.
With that one. But Josh Murphy had changed his mind initially in the first ball. And then when the Sharks sheared off, just blocked down on the ball.
There we see it again.
With his right hand there, just changed his mind.
Just see it as well. Pinned on the ground.
Right, so a bit of a chat of break here. Let's make substitution before the scrum.
The access of that. And he went for that arm grabbing turnover around the breakdown. Well, that's a bit of a trend in the game, but like the Kane and Darks, Bosky always at it. He was offside there, he wasn't part of the rock, he wasn't on his feet, part of the rock before he reached the grab. So it's one that bears up being really careful with. You saw how much pressure he put Connacht under in that.
Right. Big opportunity this year for the Sharks that went begging, unfortunately, for them. What do we say? Hannah says, will you say when Anthony Fleming have the ball because I like that guy, he doesn't get the ball? Yeah, I'm surprised that they did sub him because I think he is a threat. He was struggling a little bit with the conditions of the wind and stuff like that. I don't think it's surprising really. I think it is tough out there, but he is someone who with ball in hand, you can cause issues. A lot of pace, really good attacking player. So I thought it was an interesting substitution. But yeah, let's see. Right, scrum here. So Seamus Hurley-Langton has had to make way for Dylan Tinney-Martin because they have to replace Shane Delahunt, who has been yellow carded. Big shot coming in there from the Sharks. A lot of pressure on Prendergast there. Now Marmion pops it up, trying to find a better angle for the clearance kick. Sits up kindly. He doesn't find touch. Penkler on his bike. That's a bit of a hospital pass from Nivaldo Fleurs, but he does really well to sit down one player. He's still going with Fleurs. That's a nice carry from him. That'll give him a lot of confidence. Quick ball there. Trip over the top from Lionel Cornier. It actually bounces straight into touch, to be honest. Nice idea. Pretty poor execution, but he brings that for you. He always keeps you guessing, does Lionel Cornier. He always tries something a bit different. He's one of those players where when he's on song, everything can just click into gear and he can create some pretty amazing things. But when it's a bit like when you watch Alton Young, you know, these sort of players, these mavericks almost, that try different things, very innovative. If things don't go, I mean, they toy with margins at the end of the day. There's a small margin for error. So when things go wrong, things can go very wrong. So something like that, you know, chip over the top. If it works out, great, but unfortunately, all it's done is get to position back to Connacht, who have won a penalty as well. And yes, Anthony Fleming is off. He was replaced at half time by Lionel Cornier. He's gone to fly half, and Nivaldo Fleurs has gone to full back.
Question how straight that line out was, but I think under the new directives, and if there's no contest to the ball, once it's somewhat straight, the referee's going to just let it flow just to speed up the game. Just see there, Sharks players collapsing them all.
Right, and Connacht with a 3-try lead with 14 in the bin. 14 in the bin. 14 on the park, 1 in the bin. Have weathered the storm, and now they're actually going to mount a bit of attack themselves. But it's been stolen by the Sharks. Well, we saw a lot of that from Connacht in the first half, so Sharks getting one back on their counterparts. Looks like Kieran from Furious into the park, so no Fez and Bart anymore. It wasn't his best game. It's been a while since he's played, so you kind of expect to see quite a lot of rustiness. It's got on the full again. You can't make mistakes like that. Unfortunately, you cannot make mistakes like that.
They've just gone from the Connacht 5-meter line. Instead of here, just giving Connacht good attacking options, just by poor decisions.
You know, they've just turned the ball over. You know, so you think, well, cool, they've got one back. Try and find a decent clearance, get themselves back in the half, and completely misjudges the kick. It goes out the full, and all he's done is allow Connacht right back inside of their half, and this time with an attacking line out. It's a Kutu's on, but once again, it's a terrible line on Connacht. Balls will show at the top and landed into the hands of Kieran and Fury. It almost looks shocked to have actually ended up with it. Grant Williams on as well, so emptying the bench here are the Sharks. A couple of nice players being brought on. Grant Williams are really speeding up a lot of the play. Cornelius lifts it high in the air. Rowan Jens van Reenberg is after this. Ball swirling. John Porter's very well underneath it. And he hacks the ball away. And that's also going to go straight in touch. So the wind is now causing havoc with all the various players.
It didn't hold it up the way he would have liked, so just again, poor execution. Williams on, I would hope that the tempo would improve from the Sharks.
But I think Grant Williams will make a big difference here. It just brings that very quick stolen from. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. Can't get anything right at the moment. Now, this QB is 22, doesn't be careful, but bounces back inside. Miles Porky's got a bit of time. What's he going to do? Decides to go to the boot. And yeah, he's happy to let it bounce. He didn't much judge that actually. It ended up being a very nice kick from Miles Porkeeter.
Great line of defensive work from Connacht, getting players in the air, reading it. Yeah, now Connacht are taking a long time to look this line out.
Jerry Martin again. Adam Jones
And we're working the referee by closing the gap. Just a bit of delay here. Well, this time the team putting their ball in the line does keep it, which is not being the case for the last couple. Advantage as well against Henker and Feinter. So pretty well the oh, the hands, good hands, and a lot big overlap here. Hands goes inside, going by himself. Long ball out to Mac Hansen. Needs to make the tackle. What a tackle this from Fleur. So half tackle to be fair. Cornier, ball back inside. Who does it fall to? Oh, you're gonna have to have a look at this. The ball, it was about several times. You're gonna have to have a look at this. Connacht could be over. I think this could be a try, you know. It was absolute chaos there. There's really good hands there being made as one of the Sharks players shot off the line, and a nice little deft touch opened up so much space. And Tiernan Holloway did really well to cut inside and eventually get the ball out wide to Mac Hansen. Marlon Fleurs had to make the tackle, made a half tackle, made the stop. Mac Hansen having an opportunity to get back up to his feet, then throws the ball inside, bounces around eventually it falls. I'm not even sure who it falls to in the end as they bundle over. But is there grounding? Was there a knock on? Were there any forward passes? We're going to have a see here. Some of the comments here. Real say the Sharks have to score next to have any chance. 100%. They're showing with the wind. James James said, so strange the Sharks were butchered like this. This is a great run there. He just delays that pass slightly. Good pass there. Mac Hansen is not in touch there. Ball goes backwards. Then forces Jack Carty. Does Jack Carty grounding though? I thought my initial feelings is to try. Mac Hansen, little ball over the top. He's still inside the field when he does throw it. Comes with a hand there. Comes with another hand there. But it all goes backwards as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, no issue there from Mac Hansen. Ball back from Farrell's backwards. From Porch's backwards. Lands at Jack Carty. 13 green knock on. I'm not sure I saw that, but fair enough. It looked pretty good from what I thought, but hey, Sharks survive.
After all that, they did quite strong to the Sharks and started passing again against the Bulls. 2 tries in the last 2 games. Substitutes from that. Takes some form.
Very solid scrum there. Sharks on the 5 meter. Murray Costa. The crash ball runner there. It's a solid carry from him as well. Carry from Fury now. Sharks keeping ball in hand. Grant Williams trying to get a nice angle now. We'll go back towards Arconier. And not looking for touch this line of Arconier. We'll actually go to the left hand side, left hand touch line. Actually, a very nice touch find there. Literally behind the halfway line. What a touch find that is from Arconier. Initially didn't look like he was going to go for touch.
Get a better angle, different angles, get that kick away. It just shows you the strength of the wind, but also great execution of that kick.
Jimmy Martin. Josh Murphy. 15 and Terry Martin's going to stay on the pitch, so he was waiting for that on the blind side, but it's worked out okay.
Well, it was all very chaotic there, but eventually kick comes in from Connacht and carried back as the call. Fleurs, oh my, bad to worse. Connacht have got a bonus point try from nothing. Navaldo Fleurs' kick has been charged down. I think it's John Porch. He's charged it down. No, it's not. It's Ford in the end who's actually scored it. I mean, there wasn't much on, so I think it was Carter just sort of hammers it downfield, pops it up to Navaldo Fleurs, takes too long, kicks it straight into the outstretched hand of Cat the floor, who just, I mean, there's no one there. Bang, off his hands, ball bounces up perfectly, picks it up just short of the side of the line, dives over, thank you very much, that's our 4th try, first try of the half. Connacht, yeah, I mean, at one stage it looked like they weren't going to do anything wrong, and that's horrible from Navaldo Fleurs. He'll regret that moment for a long time.
Table for Connacht, crucial to try finish inside the top 8. Two or three so far. Difficult one from the corner.
And it's another great kick from Carty. It goes well wide. So 24 points to 0 after 56 minutes. And I think this could be a very, very long night for the men from Durban. Regards to Denmark, let's say it's clear that there's a big difference between the Sharks A side and B side. For these competitions, you need 2 almost equally good sides. Barry said, in fairness, Connacht have played like that since Pat Lam was coached. BT's being played will kill the URC fans, get frustrated just like Super Raven, the game will die. Yeah, listen, we need to calm down about this whole thing. If you watch European rugby, for example, you'll see that the French teams very rarely ever send their best sides on the away fixtures for the Champions Cup. They basically just target their home games and that gets them through. So, and until the playoffs. So it's really not that new to be rotating sides. I mean, if you look at Super Rugby, you were playing what 14, 15, maybe 16 games a season, and then a semi-final, final, maybe a top of 16 or 17 games, for example. Oh, what a line breakers for Jens van Rensburg. And he gets away to Marnus Porkeeter. Sharks up to the 22. Still goes Marnus Porkeeter. He's still going, you know. Now, much better from the Sharks. Can they hit back immediately? Try and get a consolation, or at least maybe a bit of a comeback here. James Penter. Quick ball from Grant Williams to Pilo Gamedi. Very direct this here from the Sharks. Couple of phases here. James Penter once again. Strikes with one. Still goes James Penter. Almost at the 5, but the ball's been ripped in the tackle. And we'll go back for the penalty. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I mean, Super Rugby, you're playing 17 games, maybe max. Maybe 18. If you look at the URC, I think we're playing 17. I mean, if you look at the rounds, how many rounds are there before you even get to playoffs? There are, I'm not going to lie to you, there are 18 rounds before the final 8. So there's 18 matches, 19 if you're in the quarters, 20 if you're in the semis, 21 if you're in the grand final. So that's 21 matches. That's just URC. You've then got 4 Challenge or Champions Cup groups matches. So that can take you up to 25. Plus you then got last 16, last 8. You know, you can have another 5 matches. So you can play anything up to 30 matches across your entire season if you were to go all the way in both competitions. That's like 12 more matches than Super Rugby. So you're always going to have to rotate. That's inevitable. Sharks taking this quickly, by the way. Grant Williams goes short to against Dylan Blulo. He's just come onto the park. I think Sharks have pretty much emptied their bench entirely, apart from a couple of debutants into B. Pick up and go. Much more promising from the men from Durban. Timberlane Body. Good defense so far from Connacht. Offside, we'll go back for the penalty. Right, it's time to go. Here comes again. Pick up and go. Barnes will start again. Oh, it's good hands. Good hands. One is Porkeeter. Solid carry. Sharks 5 meters out. I think another penalty advantage as well. Could be another yellow card. You have a card, by the way. That reminds us to actually move this yellow card. They're back to full contingent. They had been for a while. My bad. Now Timberlane Body. Oh, hands. Run the hands. There's numbers. Rohan Jasper goes himself. Pick up and go. Try. Rohan Janssen from Rensburg. What did I say? I said get the ball to your the players that can make a difference. Rohan Janssen from Rensburg's gone over. He's absorbed the pressure, gone down, wasn't hard. He's got up and had another go. Bang, over he goes. Some of the comments saying Munster mentioned most of their top players last night. Yeah, they did, and they still beat the Lions. Chap, it's just the first time the South African sides have had 2 competitions. It's only our 2nd season in Europe. Like, I genuinely think Stormers winning the URC was probably the worst thing that could have happened to a South African fan base point of view, because the expectations are down there, where people don't actually fully understand the ramifications. You know, it's going to take time. We're not even seeing the money yet coming from Europe, for example. So we're not going to start seeing players come back for another year or 2, probably. I think they said, we'll only start seeing money coming from these competitions sort of 2024 in terms of the unions. Good kick from Arnold Pineda, by the way. It's not excuses. It's the reality. SA teams are new to all the competitions. They're new to juggling this. They're new to building this depth. And also, we can't even comment right now because we're halfway through the season. At the end of the day, it's about making the playoffs, isn't it? And so far, the Sharks, who come off some pretty good wins, are sitting in 8th. So they're very much in playoff contention. Bulls and Stormers are sitting in 2nd and 3rd. So I wouldn't say that there's any time just to panic yet. We're sitting in January. It's the 7th of January, people. The grand final, I think, is scheduled for like the 26th of June. And let's just chill a bit. Hey, little kick straight into Reno Hugo, chip and chase. He's chasing himself as Reno Hugo. And now one's point keeps Murray Costa said turnover ball for the Sharks. I know there's penalty advantage there. Hey, he can score another try and be back in this. Grant Williams goes to Henker Fenter. Fenter to Donald Cornier. Murray Costa, Yao Penkler. Penkler saw a bit of space. Going himself, well, the Sharks are full of running all of a sudden. Knock of Whites, it'll be a kind of ball. Wow, it's a whole different Sharks down. Well, that's much better from the Sharks. Well, Peter's been brought on for Connacht. Absolute unit of a player.
Here, but as we saw, particularly in the first half, Sharks using the scrum as a real weapon. Trini Martin. Jordan Dublin is near side. They're struggling to hold his feet there. Strong pressure's going to come here from the Sharks.
Big scrum there from the Sharks. A lot of pressure. Matt Hansen have to clean up. A lot of trouble there. Carter gets it away to. That's really went well by forward. Now back to Jack Carter, who eventually will manage to clear it away. Yeah, really good pressure being exerted by the Sharks, and the clearance is only just past 22. So it's almost like it's amazing, a little bit of momentum all of a sudden change things as well. Sharks all of a sudden really getting the front foot at scrum time, putting them under a lot of pressure there. James Fenter throwing his weight around. Score another try here, and all of a sudden, you know, he might be able to get something out of the game. Wow, it's the Sharks are just outside the 22.
Decent game he's had. 10 carries, 3 meters, 2 tries for 5. Showing for the inside centre.
And then they lose the lineup. But back to Kieran Fearon actually. Well, it's tapped back from Connacht, but Kieran Fearon was alive enough to manage to jump back on it. And it's a knock on. It'll be a scrum for Connacht. Yeah, the set piece has been poor though for the Sharks, and you're always going to struggle when you've got no line out. The Lions had a similar issue last night. A really poor line out. That's great read from Josh Murphy. He gets up high, taps it back, wins it back for Connacht. But yeah, you're always going to be under a lot of pressure. If you're not getting your line out right, you're going to struggle.
The last one he was looking away, not to give away a penalty. His hands on the ground from both ends. It's very important that he gets that fine look with Jones on that side look, because Hugo was just asking about the last scrum as well.
Better scrum that from Connacht. So carry that from forward as well. Connacht still inside at 22. Carty goes to his wing, which has been charged down, falling back to Grant Williams, back to Reno Hugo, ball in behind, Kieran from Fearon. Has it? No, Connacht has been given. Yeah, well, there we go. Try time Kieran from Fearon. Well, we've seen 2 charged down tries. So a gift earlier from the Volvo Fleurs has been well, it's been a little bit of deja vu out here. Yeah, really poor kick there from Port. Really good hands there. And Reno Hugo alive to the fact that he was a man out wide. and no Connacht plays ahead, gets that ball out very quickly to Kieran Van Vuren, who's the man who initially actually charged it down. So credit to Kieran Van Vuren, charging him down, rides the hit, goes over, gets grounding, second try, kick to come. And can the Sharks yet get something out of this game? 40 minutes to go. A converted try could get them a losing bonus point. Cornelius kicks looking good. That's brilliant kick from Lionel Cornelius. What? 14 points to 24. Well, a converted try actually gets them within 3. So a gift from Connacht. Oh, now we're going to check something, which always gets quite annoying when the kick's already been taken. Let's see what the story is here.
Watch and see where the ball is taken after the initial block down. Was he in front of the player blocking down?
So they're checking here for offside, I think it is.
Yeah.
So looking at Grant Williams offside in front of Kieran Van Vuren. Yeah, offside. Try is going to be disallowed. Well, never mind. Full of hope. And the hope just fades. It disappears. It rolls in your mouth. I love Reno. You sure about this? Well, it's the laws. So yes, I'm pretty sure about it. And the TMO as well getting involved. Well, the Sharks thought they had one back, but Grant Williams, who's the man who picked up the ball off the charge down, was in front of Kieran Van Vuren. He made the charge down. Therefore, in an offside position, the try will not stand. It goes back to being 24 points to 7. And now Jack Carter will have a free opportunity to get Connacht further up the park and have the feet to the line as well. I think this is a bit of a lesson to Shark. Look, as I said, we knew it was going to take a while for this particular team to start picking, and this is what I said. I said in the beginning, I reckon the bench can make a difference, but they can't be chasing too many points. I think the bench is making a difference. It's a whole different Sharks style we've seen in the last 10 minutes, 10 to even 15 minutes. But most of these guys are coming onto the park at 19-0. If you're coming down at 14-0, sitting at 14-7, for example, game's still on. That's been bulleted at them, and the turnover ball there, and then Bilio Gamede has then knocked that on. But that will be a first initial knock on from Connacht, so it will be a Shark scrum.
There's just too much on that from Tierney Martin there. Too much power on it for Murphy.
Yeah, he's absolutely bulleted that. I mean, cheapers, talk about test your mate. Straight through it and come with the face actually of Murphy. And that's Gamede's last act. And I believe this is a debut, actually, I think, from corner roll. Hilo Gamede, not happy with his evening's work. Young player, corner roll.
Yeah, you'd imagine as the season goes on, there'll be better blend and consistency about how they go about their squad rotation. Giving those young players experience with more experienced players.
All right, big scrum this for the Sharks. Cornelia popping out to Murray Costa. We've seen Murray Costa play running at first team quite a lot this evening. Grant Williams, couple of opportunity corner rolls. First carry into the 22. The Sharks go. Slow ball this from Grant Williams, popping up to Bleuler. Grant Williams, show and go straight into the bread basket of the corner roll. He drops it. Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie me. Kind of sounds that, doesn't it? So if I say Benson when he gets out to think, wow, that's cool. I like Benson. It's a cool side to watch. Right, so 68 carries to 87. Sharks actually had more carries, by the way, and made more meters, interesting enough. Most came for the second half. Right, 10 minutes left. The last 10 minutes of the match. Early night, really. I mean, last night we only went live at 9:30, and we're going to be done by 9. What am I going to do with the rest of my evening? Tomorrow we should be live at 5 o'clock. That is the plan. Providing my career match gets me home in time. So no guarantee, unfortunately, but we are planning on going live tomorrow for the game. That is the plan right now. Obviously, things might change, but hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow night. And then a big channel announcement on Monday. Do not miss out on that. Very, very keen to share some of the plans for the year with you guys. Penalty in the scrum from Connacht. Right, so free exit from them, and that's you feel that was the last chance, really. Sharks had a big scrum there, won a penalty, managed to score a try, and might be able to get themselves within bonus point, losing bonus point territory. With 10 minutes to go now, Connacht penalty, Connacht will be able to find themselves, or get themselves further at the park.
Huge amount of pressure put on them. Downward motion, but once that elbow's down, you're always going to get penalised.
So Kieran Play comes in. Last couple of games. That's Kieran Martin.
Clear stretch down the line, free kick to Connacht, and now it's all kind of falling apart really for the Sharks. Giving away silly penalties now. Silly penalties. So they just look high to the head of Carty, and it does bounce. Hugo, he was retreating. He was almost the beneficiary of that, but Connacht eventually do manage to get the ball back. As Prendergast eventually gets brought to ground. Chain and scrum up, you have Connacht. So Connacht Blade is on. Carty was delaying the pass. A bit of a gap there. Tackle eventually being made. Connacht on their 10-meter line. Moving the ball to the left. Showing go. Comes back on the inside as John Porch. Oh, that's a horrible kick there. And turn of ball. Yeah, pink there. Carty's kick. It just looked horrible from the get-go. Didn't really manage to sort his feet out. And there's turn of ball. Slow ball this there. Johan Jans van Rensburg digs for it. And Kuta Tunu has just fumbled it forward. No sort of mistakes are really frustrating. Really frustrating. Because that's just sloppy.
Any sort of momentum that the Sharks have.
Kuno.
Prendergast coming at the back. Fumbles it under the pressure of Grant Williams, and Colin Blair has to clean up. And eventually, Merriman. Oh no, the ball's almost got loose, and I thought that Rohan Jasper was going to pick it up and go straight through. Back line Cornier actually is lurking. And kind of way back in the 22, Prendergast, who made the initial error, trying to get it back on the front foot.
McCarthy again just came off the outside of his boot, and that would be
And that's a terrible kick from Carty. And Sharks will now have a line out 15, not even maybe about 10 meters out.
The touch. The assist referee's flag there. It's just still blown into that corner. Too much hang time there from Carty. Again, probably just overplaying it in their own 22. Just set it up and look to kick it. Drill it low and hard.
Kevin Fair in front of the line out. Messi, corner wall. The big man. Has to clean up. Williams pops it up to Bleuler, who's looked for work when he's come on. That's a nice carry from Timberline Boy with a bit of pace. Grant Williams. Pinker Fenter. Well, where's the Murray Costa? Juggled. Murray Costa doesn't manage to hold on. Still 5 meters out here are Sharks. Grant Williams now wants to go to the left-hand side. Grenier, long ball out to Marcus Porkeeton. Not a great pass. He's taking on the dive, which has killed all the momentum. Grant Williams coming across. Popping out to Bleuler once again. Big hit on him. Williams to Fenter. Fenter to Ronald Grenier. Oh, no, Jansen Ritzberg has lost out. Now, counter-attack in. In from Hansen. Hansen's going around. Runs to his own player. Pops it up. The ball's going to go. And it's going to run under touch. And that kind of just sums it up for Sharks, doesn't it? Well, the Watchalong is the player of the match. I'll tell you right now, it won't be played for the Sharks. I don't think anyone from the Sharks has really stood up and been counted tonight. And, yeah, it's been Ford. Yeah, it's been good. 2 tries to his name for Cattle Ford. Been the go-to crash ball. They've done a lot of work. The Sharks have been pretty dismal. Pretty dismal, it must be said. Not a good weekend for the Sharks and the Lions. Going down to the Irish opposition. Go to the front of the line. Variation. Pico going to corner roll. Big youngster with his long mop of blonde hair. Kieran from Furin. Slow boy up Grant Williams. Pinker Fenter. Now Lana Grenier. Chip and chase from Lana Grenier. It bounces forward as well. Gets it inside. Navarro close there. No, that's been Rensburg. Somebody shot the line there, but a space for him into the 22. That's got to be a penalty advantage. Yep, that is a penalty. Right, so penalty for Sharks. Last 4 minutes, we'll kick him to the corner. Will the manager... Oh, the tapping goes. Grant Williams goes to Timberline Body. Runs to Pepita, spins away from one. Now corner roll. Kind of a few carries that's coming on, the youngster. Now Dion Bleuler. It's also been carrying quite a lot since coming on. Timberline Body. Pretty upright. Makes a meter or 2. Presents it well for Kuta Unu. He pops it up to Kieran from Furin. Who's driven back. Not the best carry there. Grant Williams now goes to the left. Grenier goes to Marcus Porkeeton. Goes to the angle. He's just short. Meters out to the Sharks. Williams to Fenter. Literally 2 meters short to the Sharks. Desperate for their consolation. Just short there was Kunu. And Bleuler goes over. And they just waited. He saw the line was right there. Took his time. Almost a bit of a pain when he initially went. And eventually decides to dive over. Dion Bleuler, he's carried, as I said, carried a lot since coming on. Got through quite a lot of work. He eventually goes over for his own try. Do we have load shedding or something? What's the power? I think the power's either back or it's coming back. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think the power's actually just gone off. I gotta check my load shedding schedule. Are we scheduled that load shedding? Was that supposed to be the power coming back?
Yeah, Sharks have certainly changed their tact in the second half. They've looked ahead.
No, it should have power. It's very weird. But I think that was the power coming back. No, it's supposed to be the opposite. Who knows? Who knows whether something seems to have happened power-wise. No, maybe my inverter's just beeping. Right, 12 points, 24. Now, yeah, missing that kick. We move into the last minute. I think my inverter might be dying, actually. So if we go down, you know what it was. Chip over the top from Arnold Cornier. Well, you got to last me 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and we're out of here. Oh dear, we're going, lads. We're going. Nope, I think we're going to be okay, people. I think we're going to be okay. You're going to make it. Yep, the ball goes out. Final score, 24 points to 12. Sharks just not really at the party, to be honest. A lot of changes. Not much structure, not much... Yeah, not much of anything, really, it must be said. So, a tough day in the office for the Sharks. They do go down. They leave with nothing. Big learning curve for a lot of players. Oh, I lie, actually. They're still going. Why are they still playing here? I thought they had kicked out. No, they're still playing. They want another try. And it's gone loose. And they'll just knock it out. Yeah, they want to have a go, but now they'll knock it out. Well, there we go. So, a long day at the office for the Sharks. They leave with nothing. Big learning curve, as I said, for a couple of these players. And also a opportunity for something to play. But at the end of the day, Sharks' depth almost been a little bit exposed. But I think very much they just decided to give the youngsters a go and see what happens. And we just find out what happened, really. Please do smash like on the video on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. We'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow for the Stormers game. But yeah, Connacht 12-point winners here over there in Galway. Very testing conditions under the wind. But once again, everybody, thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you guys.